Hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Friday the 15th of March, where we race in Gqeberha. We're on the turf track at Fairview. 8 races carded, so race number 1 will kick off the exotics. We should get things underway at 12:25, and I trust that you're well and looking forward to the start of another weekend in our local race meeting. As always, it's Mr. Grant Paddock, our analyst, and we're just chatting off air on the testing, challenging conditions that were experienced by both horse and rider on Tuesday, and therefore some tough results. Grant, let's just do a little post-mortem on Tuesday. That was challenging conditions.
Yeah, it was incredible. These morning D's and morning punters as well. Terrible Tuesday, I can tell you that. 75 k/h headwind, and the results were there. Pick 6 was done after 4 legs, and when that was done, the last 2 favourites came home. So, tough conditions for horse trainer, punter, everybody. But hopefully Friday, the weather looks good. 29 degrees tomorrow. We've had some decent weather this week, so it should be a good day's racing tomorrow, Dees.
Yeah, lots of carryovers, 131,000 Rand bar pot on Tuesday. Well, hopefully the tide turns to the way of the punters on Friday. Race number 1, Grant, 12:25. It'll kick off the bar pot. It's over 1,200 meters. Let's bring up the field. Horses in single figures here. Number 4 is at 11-2, 5 at 8-1. This horse, number 6, the punter said 4-10 is generous. That's now 1-3, Grant. Number 9 at 7-1, and it's double figures the balance. Well, does this golden rule for Kelly and Samanga a true reflection, the odds of the chances of the horse?
Yeah, listen, he's a very, very, very smart horse. He really is. They think a hell of a lot about him. They took him to Cape Town. He ran an unbelievable race first time out as a first timer in a tough juvenile race where some very good horses ran. And he got beaten 2 lengths running on very strongly over a 5 furlong. He's now going to 6. He's going to be a tough nut to crack. He's got a lot of class about him. But one thing I can tell you, when this horse turns 3 and he gets around the turn 14 mile, he's going to be a very, very good horse. He should have enough class to dispatch of this field. I know there's a lot of talk about Global State. It was a very good first-time run. Very, very green all over the show and still ran on strongly over a 5, now going to 6 as well. There's also talk for Golden Link. I think his form line is quite a bit weaker than what Golden Rule has run against. So, I'm strong in his camp, and I think he'll win and win well, Dees.
Numbers 4 and 5, are you happy with that for the exacta position?
Yeah, the 4 and the 5 for the exacta position. But listen, I don't think you're not going to get rich on the exacta play here, Dees. But the 4 and the 5 will probably be the right 2.
Okay, that is race number 1, a banker for Grant, and that is number 6, Golden Rule. Nice to hear that the horse is very highly thought of by the Kelly Mitchley yard. Race number 2 kicks off the PA. It's at 1300 hours, and this is the way they're betting. Number 3, 8-1, 4, 8-1. 6 is at 11-2. So is number 7 at 11-2. There is some money here, Grant, for number 9, Aquila Gold, from 12-1 into 8-1. 10 and 11 are scratched, and then we got the fillies in the race. Number 15 is at 28-10, and 16 is at 5-1. With the 2 scratchings, it narrows the field down at the time of recording to what? To the 15 runners, Grant. So how many horses in the PA and maybe even the bipod?
Dees, I've run 3 horses in both PA and bipod. I think the Mitchley yard is very, very strong here with Raptor Island, Aquila Gold, and the filly that Richard's riding, Seawin a bit. Richard's got an unbelievable strike rate with this yard. I think he's at 47% from 16 rides. It's a very, very solid strike rate, Dees. And I tell you what, if it was a 12, I would have said, have a full go. But being 1,000, it could just catch her out. But Richard seems to get the best out of most horses. Aquila Gold doing very, very good work at home, and I'm sure this 8-1's not going to last much longer either. And Raptor Island's always there and thereabouts. So I think this race is in the Mitchley camp. I've gone 15, 9, 6, and 16. The filly from the 5-star Magic from the Cackness yard to fill up the quartet.
This horse, Aquila Gold, 12-1 into 8-1 first run from Cape Town. You suggesting that maybe even 8-1 could be snapped up?
Yes, that will 2 runs in Cape Town in the maidens in season. He got beaten 6 lengths both times, and he's working up a storm back home. And I wouldn't be surprised if he came and won a race like this.
Race number 3 kicks off the pick 6, and that will be at 13:35. It's over 1,400 meters. At the time of recording, Grant, the betting for race number 3, number 1 at 8-1, 2 at 6-1, 5 is at 2-1, 6 at 5-1, 9 at 6-1, Grant, and it's double figures the balance. Yeah, Grant, just give us some selections here. Hopefully you can narrow this down to about 6 runners for the pick 6 at least.
Yeah, exactly that. I've got 6 runners here. Tricky start. There's no doubt about that. The 2 form horses, Final Edition and Hawk Circle. Hawk Circle won a good race last time out, beating Single File, who came out and won very comfortably. So that form line is pretty strong. Final Edition back to the 1,400. Loves the course and distance. He's got to be a massive runner. So those 2 will get us through the bipod and the place accumulator. But the pick 6, we need to go a bit wider. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, and 10.
1, 2, 5, 6, 9, and 10. It's a big help there. 6 out of the 12 runners, which is half the field. I think if it was more than that, then possibly the field will apply. Jackpot 1, race number 4, Grant, 14:10, 1,600 meters. I'll tell you the betting here. They've got number 3 at 11-2, 4 at 9-2, 5 is at 7-2, number 7 at 8-1, and then number 11, De Janeiro, who will be having her first start, I see, for Kelly. Samanga Kumalo up, that's trading at 3-1. Another race where I think it'll be a good trifecta quartet to catch here, Grant.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, Dees. A tricky kind of a race because the 2 favoured horses, Trip to Barberton and On the Guest List, are stepping down in trip quite dramatically from 2,000 to a mile. So On the Guest List has got it definitely dead at the weights. There's a good turnaround there in her favour. She should run in front of Trip to Barberton. You've got the likes of Maiden's Cove, State of Mind, and then De Janeiro, who's running first start for the Kelly Mishley yard. Question mark the mile, but they'll know a little bit more about her. She's got to go into the pick 6. Once again, I've got 6 horses in the pick 6 here. These 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 11. Yeah,
3 and 11 are the horses that matter for Grant's addition to his 4 selections, 1, 4, 5, and 7. He's included numbers 3 and 11 there, and I think he's spot on with his selections in race number 4. I think if we don't get through that leg of that pick 6 with those 6 runners, then you will drop a lot of tickets there. Pinnacle Stakes race number 5, 1,600 meters. Number 2, Grazing in the Grass at 2-1. 3 is at 7-1. 4 is at 4-1. And then 8 is at 5-2, Grant. Number 9 is a scratching at the time of recording. Yeah, there's some quality in the race, but the best weighted column does belong to number 1, Grazing in the Grass at a 107, number 2, Bush Tracker at a 104, and then 102 between numbers 3, 4, and 5. This horse, Grazing in the Grass, Grant, how did you make his comeback run?
Yeah, decent run. These left him at the back of the field earlier on, ran on up the lane, typical first run back after a holiday. I've actually brassed him for tomorrow. I'll be very honest with you. I'm a big believer in second run after a rest, and I think back in trip, the mile, I think, is a touch on the short side for Grazing in the Grass now. A very, very good horse. He's done nothing wrong in Port Elizabeth, really done very well, but I think he might be found wanting. He'll probably be running on late, 3rd, 4th, around there. I like Brendan James, very strong. Mile, Grass Mile, very, 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 very strong. And a very good run in the 1,800 last time out when I thought he wouldn't stay. He stayed very well. He was actually unlucky. So back to the mile, Kumalo up, good weight, big runner. Cherry Anu, I didn't think he got the 1,800 last time out. Back in the mile, he's the biggest danger. The 4 and 8 for me through everything. The pick 6, you can add the 1 if you have to, but I'm on 4 and 8 here, Dees.
4 and 8, race number 5, and it sounds like Grant really likes number 8, Brendan James. Then on to the Oaks Plate. It's over 1,800 meters, Grant. Number 1, Joy and Peace is at 14-10. Horse number 2, Public Benefit at 7-2. Number 8 is a scratching. There is some anti-post betting support for number 9, Women's World, from 8-1 into 6-1, and I see that she'll be debuting for Kelly Mitchley. She looks to be slightly out at the weights with a rating of 75. I say slightly, well, she looks to have a big task on her hand at the weights. But the fact is she does stay well. But 14 to 10, Joy and Peace. The distance should be no issue, Grant?
No issue with the distance. She's been running on over a mile looking for it. She just needs to learn to race. I actually think this filly needs a set of scoops because she looks around and she looks to get out of it and then doesn't put her mind on racing. Maybe a set of scoops will actually benefit her. But no problem with the distance. This, as I said, this is the exact play for me, the 1 and the 2. I think there's a too big a gap in the betting between the two fillies. I think they should be a lot closer. There was half a length in between them last time out when they met. In Joy and Peace's favour, both were running on. There's no problem with public benefit getting the distance, and I think it'll be a very good race between the two of them. Nothing to choose. 1 and 2, the pick 6, 1 and 2 in everything.
Are we just having a look at number 9 for future in PE?
Yes, definitely. She's got a lot of work to do at the handicap. She will come on from this, there's no doubt, and she'll win her races. I think she's more a handicapper.
Number 9, Women's World, who's been back anti-post, but let's see how she goes, and maybe she'll win. We will pencil in for future. Then on to race number 7, which is the East Cape Fillies Nursery, a listed race over 1,200 meters. Grant, number 2 at 7 to 1, number 3 is at 9 to 2, 6 is at 33 to 10, and then you got the unbeaten filly. She is the daughter of Master of My Fate. She's called Splice the Main Brace. Unbeaten in 2 starts. How impressive has she been to watch?
Yeah, she's been very decent. You know, I like the way she races. She settles and she finishes the races off very well. And that's always a good thing in Port Elizabeth because they go like the clappers here and then they end you know, just stay on. And she really finishes the races off well. I have been very, very impressed with her. I don't think she'll have a problem with this field. I must be very honest with you. I think she's class above them. I think she'll win and win well. She's a banker in everything for me. And if you're looking to get her beat, you have to go the field because then anything can win. But I think she'll be very hard to beat. These a solid bet.
Big talk for number 7, Splice the Main Brace. Look at her last start. In the 400 to finish, she made up 10 lengths, won by 2 in a time of 21.9 seconds. And that is the banker bet for Grant Paddock. Race number 8, we close things off here, Grant. It's over 1,200 meters. It's a classified stakes. Number 1 at 7 to 1. Number 2 at 28 to 10. Then we got number 3 at 11 to 2. 4 at 7 to 1. 5 is a scratching here at the time of recording. 7 at 7 to 1, 8 at 4 to 1, and also number 12 is a scratching. Yeah, we always like to catch the quartet in the last race, but I think firstly give us your numbers for the PA and maybe the pick 6, and if you could suggest a roving banker or 2 for the quartet.
100%. This doesn't look a tricky race at all. I've actually only gone 4 horses here. I don't think it's tricky at all. I've gone for this horse, Iron Tail. I think he's a massive runner. He'll enjoy the sting out of the ground. We have had a little bit of rain around. I think he's a massive runner. He finishes his races off very well. Coastal Path and Fiery Duke, very good place getters. Fiery Duke's actually my value bet on the day. And then Graduation Time. Those 4 horses are going to be 100% for the quartet. You can have 2 roving bankers with Fiery Duke and Iron Tail, and just one of the outsiders to add in number 9, Great Time. So it'll be 2 roving bankers and 3. That should get you the pick 6. The quartet, sorry.
Well, look at that. 8, 2, 3, and 1. And then number 9, the Roughie. You work it out on how you want to play around those 5 horses. But Grant's suggesting that if you want to play roving bankers, then 3, Fiery Duke, and 8, Iron Tail will get his voucher in race number 8. Grant, let's go and have a look at your suggested bet, your best bet, and your value bet. It's up on screen.
Thank you very much, Dees. Best bet, race 7, number 7, Splice, the Main Brace. My value bet, race 8, number 3, Fiery Duke. And my suggested bet, which is a bipod, goes as follows. We're going to start off with banker 6, by 6, 9, and 15, by 5 and 6, by 1, 4, 5, and 7, by 4 and 8, by 1 and 2 for 96 Rand.
Thanks a lot, Grant Paddock, and hopefully the tide turns the punters' way on Friday, and we can recoup some of those losses that we had on Tuesday.
Thank you very much, Dees, and good luck to those punters tomorrow. Goodbye.
Thanks to Grant Paddock for his time and, of course, his information and input and direction to this card on Friday the 15th of March. From the entire team at Gallop TV, Grand Paddock, myself, Deesdan, and to you, the valued racing fan, have a blast. Find all the winners, make a huge profit, and hopefully it turns out to be a very successful day for you. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.